Every year since the 1990s, our flying group, which was originally based in Cairns but is now based in Atherton in far north Queensland, has done a week-long flying trip somewhere around Australia. We tend to try to just fly in the mornings when the air is smoothest, makes for much more pleasant flying, and get to our destination about lunchtime, and that gives us plenty of time to have a look around and play tourist. This year we decided we'd have a bigger trip and we would try and almost circumnavigate Australia, going anti-clockwise. Unfortunately, we never quite made the full trip. The big problem is the weather. Australia is so huge that there are essentially two climate zones. The northern half of Australia has a wet season, including cyclones, for the first 4 or 5 months of the year, so you just can't plan on flying at that time of the year. However, the southern half, particularly the southwest corner where we were going, has its best flying weather at that time of year. So our plan was to fly in the best northern flying season and then go as far as we could across the continent to the west coast, then go down the west coast as far as we could go, and then if the weather was good, go across the Great Australian Bight till we got somewhere to the eastern end of the Bight, and then go straight back towards home from there. If the weather wasn't good, we would go as far as we could go and then take whatever route we could get to come directly back home, staying clear of the weather. We thought that we would probably get to the southern end of the West Australian coast before we struck bad weather, and then if things weren't so good, we would head northeast across Australia, diagonally back home. What actually happened was the weather was so bad and it hung around for so long right across the southern half of Australia that we had to turn around and completely retrace our steps. Traffic Dunmara, Jabirus Delta, Oscar Delta is turning final. 13 for a full stop, Dunmara traffic. So Dunmara is south of Daly Waters, and its prime reason for existence is that it's a roadhouse servicing the highway between Alice Springs and Darwin. The benefit of Dunmara is that they got fuel in a Bowser, and they got accommodation and a place to eat, so it's pretty much all you really want. It's a little better than Daly Waters in that the fuel is Bowser type fuel rather than drumstock, so you don't have to worry about water in the tanks and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a reasonably nice place to stop over. It's a bit agricultural, but not bad at all. Equestro's a busy place. There's a lot of people there. There's 3 main areas, and where we went there was at least 1,500 people. Lots and lots of activity going on. but for its reputation, it's surprisingly basic. There is a lot of things happening, but the facilities are pretty Spartan. We stayed in the permanent tents, and for $250 a night you got 2 beds, an air conditioner and a bedside table, and that was it. There's communal ablutions blocks with showers and toilets, but none in the tents themselves. I'm certainly not saying don't go there and it's not worth it. It's certainly well worth going and seeing. There's lots of incredible scenery, lots of nice walks, really a lot of things to see. Just that bear in mind that it's out in the middle of nowhere. It is pretty expensive to run a place like that, so I don't begrudge them the fact that things cost money, but it is pretty expensive and it seems to rest on its laurels quite a lot. A bit of advice though, if you're planning on going, is to book tours or activities before you go. We found that once we got there, pretty much everything was booked out, and the only thing we got to be able to do was to do the sunset tour.